Hey everybody, this is most certainly the not the way that I anticipated saying hello and welcome to your immersion week this week. Thank you all for being flexible and understanding. Of course, it's out of our control as a program, and by all means, I would prefer to be face-to-face meeting you all and getting to engage with you actively through the week, but here we are, and of course, it's necessary for us to take all the precautions that we can, so we're just going to make do. I wanted to just take a couple of minutes of your time as we start this immersive week module to just review what my expectations are over the next week. So I've got a good amount of content within different folders that I've labeled by day. And so the schedule that I had sent earlier that outlined what we would be covering each day that you would have been on campus, I'm kind of following that to a degree. There are some activities that really just wouldn't translate nicely to an online format versus the on-campus format. So I've tweaked things a little bit. And of course, we're not going to be able to do the virtual simulation exercise, which breaks my heart, I promise. But maybe at another later date, possibly in your group class down the road, you'll be able to try out the virtual simulation. So there are some modifications, but the way that I've organized content for the week is to break it down by day. And so as you start, please start on day one. There's a good amount of content there, some videos, a couple of discussion posts, a journal. I'm going to try to incorporate a variety of different things to hopefully fill a good amount of time, asynchronous again, so that you can be doing it on your own. I understand that everybody's lives are kind of turned upside down right now. As I'm recording this, it's Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day, so I'm trying to get ahead of everything. But I even understand what happens today, and the expectations for me to be continuing to teach could change drastically in the next couple of weeks. So who knows if you'll be watching this in March or April or ever. So it is what it is. But so I know things might change. I know that there might be some schedule changes that are needed down the road in terms of when I might be opening up modules for this class and others as well. But I want you to just kind of, within this immersion week experience and with the immersive week module, just please follow along from day one, day two, day three, day four. Everything is going to hopefully progressively expand your competence in some of these areas of knowledge. So what we're starting with today, or on day one, is stress management. And my gosh, I don't think we could be picking a more appropriate time to be talking about stress management. But I digress, and I'll leave that for the next lecture that you'll be watching from me. But as we progress through each of these days and through honestly the rest of the semester, what I want you to know is that I am flexible and understanding if you get sick, which is a very realistic possibility. We're hoping that those numbers don't reach a peak, right? But if you do happen to get sick, if you happen to get ill, and you are missing class time, you need an extended period of time, you need some time to get extra assignments in, whatever it might be. Communication is key, patience is key. Please be patient with me as I change and modify things as needed, and please communicate with me if there's something that you need on your end. I'm going to try to provide space within each day of the immersion week module for you to ask questions, make comments, whatever it might be, to help replicate what we might be doing in person. Because a lot of what our time together typically would have been, or in my experience has been with the immersive week, is just engaging in conversation and taking us outside of that online format, which can be a little rote and not as I don't know, comfortable, if you will. I like talking to people in person. I'm tired of talking to myself on a screen. But I'm going to try to open up some space. And in addition to the discussion boards, you'll have some space just to ask questions and provide some thoughts and feedback. I also tend to use that week to just answer general questions you might have about, the program, whatever it is. So if things come up for you, feel free to ask within those discussion boards each day. I'm going to continue to provide some journals, some reflective space for you to think about topics that we're discussing, and the journals are there for just you to write freely. So this entire week, with the discussion boards, with the journals that I might put up, blogs, wikis. I've never used a wiki before, so I'm trying that this go around. I don't need you to use flowery language. I don't need citations. I don't need references. I just want to hear your voice come through in the discussion, okay? So just, write freely, express your feelings as you would if you were in an in-class discussion as well. Please, if you have not already gotten together with your little groups for the observations, absolutely need to be doing that as soon as possible. Those are two things that have to be done as part of this immersive week experience. I've got to be able to observe you doing role plays, and we are able to do that through different modes of technology these days, which is fantastic. Again, not ideal, but my outlook on all of this is that your all's professional generation is more likely to be using telemental health counseling than I think any other professional generation that came before you. And I don't think that's a coined term or anything. I'm just making it up on the fly. But telemental health counseling is a growing field, and communicating with clients in an indirect way, but still in a virtual way, is becoming more and more of a reality in our profession. And so for me, I don't see that there's anything wrong or any difference in observing a role play with two of you in that virtual space. That's fine. Odds are you're going to be seeing clients virtually at some point in your future, because you all are embarking on what will probably be a 20+ year career, right? And God only knows where in the world technology will take us in that amount of time. So I am happy to be doing the observations in the same time that we will be doing them. We like to get them done in the middle of the semester as a benchmark, because then you have your videos afterwards. So they are part of these portfolios, artifacts, if you will. That's kind of what we've been traditionally calling them, but they're part of the overall package that CACREP kind of wants from us to show that you are progressing in your learning. So please get together with your groups via email. Pick a time that works for the three of you that I put in groups for either Monday or Tuesday for the first observation, and then I think I said Thursday or Friday for the second observation. Email me, let me know, and I will send out the Zoom invites so everybody can get on at the same time. Thank goodness we are all in the same time zone. Yay, that makes for easy living right now. I also understand that because the immersive week was canceled, that you probably are working. If, again, the United States of America hasn't shut down for a couple of weeks in terms of work. So if you are working, I get that you're also trying to incorporate some of this into your work week. If you're, like me, my family, we're counting down the minutes, honestly, until daycare calls it quits. So if you are listening to me, if we're doing observations and you hear lots of noise in the background, please be understanding and bear with me and my small children that run around typically. I will be understanding of you as well, and of your small children, dogs, animals, birds, whatever it is, running around in the background. Other things. It is a stressful time, okay? I've never lived through anything like this before. I don't have a clue what's going on, but we just need to be patient with ourselves, be patient with each other, be kind to ourselves, and be understanding that we know we have some tools because of the profession that you all have chosen and because of your backgrounds, the work that you're currently doing. You have tools within you to help you manage some of the stress and anxiety and the unknown. And you also have some tools that you could help others with managing their stress and anxiety levels as well, at an appropriate level, of course. So with that, I will just kind of leave this to be our welcome, the odd welcome that it is, first for me, for an immersion week. Even if we were on campus, I would not be putting you all through some awkward icebreaker activity because you know each other. So that's not going to happen here either. So really, we're just going to dive right into it, okay? And within the first day one subfolder, they've got some materials and lectures, and so I will see you within that space.